Well, good morning everybody. Welcome back to the channel and Happy New Year to everyone. 2023 is here. The day of filming right now, it is New Year's Day, January 1st, and it's unseasonably warm here today, and it's going to be again tomorrow. We've had a lot of rain the last day or so, so the yard is still muddy, but the sun's out, the temperatures are mild, so it's a great day to get to work, and there's a lot in store today. We're going to be breaking out everything. The East of May 1222 is going to be running. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the conveyor is going to be running. We're going to run the 500i to cut up some wood that's come in here lately, and I've made a little change to the 500i, so we'll see how that works out too. Lots to do today, stick around. So I've still got this load of oak sitting here that needs to be bucked up. I got this small load of oak the other day from the tree service. Obviously it was a standing dead tree. It's pretty solid. It's a little bit, might be starting to rot a little bit around the outside, but the inside is good and solid. So we'll get some good firewood out of that, and it shouldn't take too long to be ready to go. I also got another load still on the dump trailer here of some more oak that I just picked up the other day before the holidays. It's been a crazy busy time with the holidays, Christmas, New Year's, and my niece's wedding was right after Christmas, so we had a great time there as well. The Thirsty Thursday live stream, there's not a whole lot to be said about that other than wow, it went almost 4 hours. You guys that were there stuck around. It was a great time. Andrew Easton joined us, and he stuck around the entire time too, so that was fun. I'm going to show you the changes that I made to the conveyor to hopefully make sure that's going to be working today. And sitting right over here is the beautiful girl herself, the East of May 1222. We're going to get some of these logs moved around, make a little opening right here. I'm going to get the skid loader fired up and move these logs out of the way because I want to back the 1222 and the conveyor right up here next to this pile of cherry, and we're going to knock that pile of cherry out today. All right, so conveyor repairs real quick before we get to work here. I just wanted to update you all on the repairs I made to the conveyor. You know, we broke the chain on last Wednesday's video when we first started using the 1222, and the very first run for the conveyor, it only lasted a couple minutes before it snapped the chain because a piece of split wood fell down in between the paddles and the entrance to the conveyor, which got jammed up and, you know, caused the chain to break. So I tried to find some replacement chain at the time and couldn't find it. I was able to find some later on that day, and I went and picked it up. I also found the tool, this drag chain, this old farm conveyor chain. I did find this tool for about $29, and it makes it so you can hold the chain and hammer the links apart and then hammer the new links in when you replace them. Now, Tractor Supply around me does sell the links, but they didn't have them in stock, and it was going to take several days to get. So the only luck that I had was a 10-foot roll of this chain. There's several different sizes that you can choose from, but my chain happens to be number 62. And this chain here is the exact same size, and it was a very easy repair. The problem is that 10 foot of this chain was about $140, so it's not cheap. I would have rather just bought a link or two to fix it, but this was my only option, and if my predictions are correct, I'm probably going to need this in the future, right? Let's be realistic. It's probably not the first problem we're going to have here, so I'll have extra chain now to replace it so it doesn't shut me down. Let's get stuff set up and we'll get to work. I also wanted to show you this repair to remedy the rounds from getting, or the splits from getting jammed up in the conveyor again. You can see I put a mud flap down there. It's just a cut out of an old mud flap we had off of one of our dump trucks from work. I cut it out, bolted it on with some fender washers there, and that allows the paddles to come through the opening, but it does not allow the wood to go back, you know, inside that mud flap there. So hopefully that'll cure our problem with the jamming. I also, if you notice here, I cut out a section of the trough here, and that lines up perfectly, or should line up perfectly, with the outfeed table on the 1222. So we're going to try that out today too. That way the conveyor is sitting much more level, or I'm sorry, the splitter's sitting much more level, and hopefully that flap will cure that problem. So the logs are moved out of the way, the splitter's in position, the conveyor's in position, and the dump trailer's in position. So we're going to give this another go here today. Pile of cherries right there next to the splitter. We'll get the generator fired up and fire the log splitter up. As you can see, I'm working in a mud pit here. Good thing about this splitter is I can stand over there and work on the log lift side. I won't even need to be over here in this mud, so that's great. Well, I can't even begin to express the excitement that I have going on right now. The only reason I stopped running the splitter at this moment is because I need to move the truck forward. The pile has gotten so big that things are starting to fall off the side, so I need to pull the trailer up just a little bit. That is in total about 35 minutes of splitting. That's it. So like I said in last week's video, I think I can have this trailer full in an hour. You know, having the round stage next to the splitter here like I do, the conveyor running, trailer backed up, the system that I got working here now, I can do just about 1.5 an hour, I think. We're going to see. I'm going to add up the time from the video clips here later on, and I'll tell you exactly what it was. But pleasantly surprised. I did have the conveyor stop one time, and I thought, oh no, I broke the chain again. A small piece did fall through the mud flap there and get caught. You can see where all the scraps are coming through and piling up there at the bottom. But one small piece did come through and get jammed. It tripped the breaker on the little generator, stopped the motor on the conveyor, I manually turned the chain to loosen that up, that jam, pulled that piece out, started the generator back up, and we were off and running again. So that's nice when that happens. I may have to extend that mud flap just a little bit. But anyway, I'm going to pull the truck up and then we'll get back to splitting. Goodness gracious. Firewood at the furnace on a whole nother level. I'm telling you what, the machine runs just as quick as I can feed it, probably faster than I can feed it. There is a few seconds of downtime as I'm bringing rounds to the machine, but the conveyor did an excellent job getting the wood away from the machine so that I could keep on pumping it through. The conveyor stopped twice. One time I told you about the jam, and then the second time the chain actually popped off the sprocket. So I'm going to do a little tensioning on the chain. I didn't want to run it too tight in case of a jam, but it just a tad loose, hopped off the sprocket there one time. But the trailer is full, as you can well see, fuller than I've ever loaded it by hand. The front cone here, that was about 35 minutes of splitting, and then the back pile was about 40 minutes of splitting. So 75 minutes. 75 minutes is an hour and 15 minutes to fill that trailer more than what I normally fill it. So that's easily a cord and a half of wood in record time. All right, I know I said I was going to tell you something about the 500i that I changed, and I'll still do that here at the end of the video. I'm not sure how much cutting that we're going to see today on this video, but not to worry, you get to see another video in 2 days because it's the first Friday of the month coming up here. So the first Friday's video will be coming out and I'll be running the 500i. But I will show you what I did to it before this video ends. Right now though, I want to make a little change to the conveyor, which involves some tape, some paint, and some decals. So I had mentioned that once we got that thing fixed up that I was probably going to brand it a little bit. Some people have been asking about that, if I was still going to do it. So to stay with the theme on the trailer here is black and it's got the white lettering for the logo. So I'm just going to paint one section of the conveyor there. I'm going to paint that black and then put the decals on. So how does it look? Does it look like it belongs here now? Properly branded. I'm going to walk you over here and show you what we did to the 500i. So there she is, the 500i. Yes, it still has the 32-inch bar on it, so if your guess of a shorter or longer bar, if that was your guess, that's not right. But here is the change right here on the front. That is an Egan straight shot muffler. I know Shibe runs the bark box on his. A lot of people run the bark box, but this Egan straight shot is another part that's available out there aftermarket. I have not even started this saw yet with this thing on here, so you're going to get to see it and hear it right now. Now it says to start it up and let it run cold before you hit the throttle or anything for like, I don't know, 60 or 90 seconds to let the computer adjust it. So we'll let that idle for a second, but it's already super loud. So I'll throttle it up here in just a second. All right, here we go. she sounds much better. She's cutting pretty good too. But that's what we're going to run on Friday. For Friday's video, it's going to be nice here again tomorrow. I think I'm going to have some help here in the yard, possibly with some stacking, maybe with some splitting, and I'm going to be cutting. So make sure you join us back here on Friday for the first Friday's video. Thanks for joining us today. Quite a lot of good vibes here for the first video of the year. So we'll see you on Friday. Have a great week.